Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back to do another video of Talk to the Tape, focusing on the defense again. I don't want to say criticism because I know I've been so critical of Keith Butler for the last forever. But one thing that should be kept in mind, and one thing that opposing offenses the last 2 weeks have done really well against the Steelers, that I think should be noted going forward, is just being able to run against the Steelers' dime defense. And the Steelers have played a lot more dime this year. They've expanded. Maybe they're not playing more dime in terms of the volume of snaps, but they've played more dime in terms of how often and what situations they're willing to use their dime defense. So it's not just a third and long, obvious pass situation defense anymore. It can be used on 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, or 2nd and long after a negative play on 1st down. And offenses have kind of gotten used to that and are expecting that. And now they're countering by saying, okay, if you want to go to your dime defense, put in 6 defensive backs, like this first play we're going to look at 2 weeks ago against Denver with Morgan Burnett subbing in, then we're going to just run the ball on you. And we're going to have a good deal of success doing that. So last 2 weeks, Denver and the Chargers, they've averaged 7 yards per carry running against the Steelers' dime defense. And most of this has not come on 3rd and 30, where you're getting a 20-yard gain and it inflates the number. It's mostly coming on 1st and 2nd down. So I know I rambled a lot, but I wanted to explain that. 1st and 10 here. Let me go back. 1st and 10. Tie game. Steelers start out in their dime defense, expanding how often and what situations they're going to use their dime defense. This is against 11 personnel, 1 tight end, 1 running back, 3 receivers off screen. You get Burnett in as the dime defender. Steelers trying to run this nickel blitz with Hilton. You get to see the receiver coming down to crack him. Another crack here. Good job by the receivers. Crack replace. Sensabaugh. Now the replace player against Lindsey. This isn't really an issue with the dime defense, but this is just the first play to get you an idea of what the Steelers have done and teams just checking into the run game. And you get a nice gain here that I believe goes for a 1st down by Phillip Lindsay on 1st and 10. And so that's going to be the theme here. Let me go to the next one. We're going to be bouncing around these last 2 weeks, so I apologize. I know it's maybe not the smoothest transition, but I don't have any editing software currently. All right, so 2nd and 16. This was 2 plays later. You get a sack after the next play. Puts them in 2nd and long. Steelers in their dime defense, and I understand that. I'm not totally mad about that. I'm not trying to kill Keith Butler the way I was mad about putting linebackers on Keenan Allen. There's pros and cons to everything. I totally get that. Not one defense, not one personnel grouping is going to be able to solve everything, but just to understand the consequences of some of the things the Steelers are doing, because everything's going to have a downside to it. So, 2nd and 16, dime defense, Burnett in again with LJ Fort. Going to motion the receiver behind the line here to get involved in the run game. Basically, the center's free, uncovered. He's going to work to Burnett. So instead of that being an inside linebacker, it's now a safety on the offensive lineman. Advantage offense. You get the center. I think that's McGovern. Covering up Burnett pretty good. And it goes for another big gain for Phillip Lindsay. I think this one goes for 14 yards. Puts him in 3rd and short. So that's a big play for Denver. And that's been another issue with the Steelers these last 2 weeks. You get stops on 1st down. You get positive plays for the defense. You give it all back on 2nd down. This is what happened here. And partly, and you see a more direct effect here, by having their bigs on your safety instead of, say, an inside linebacker. No guarantee that Vince or Bostic defeats that block, but I like the odds better than Morgan Burnett. And if this is 3rd and 15, you get a 12-yard gain. Fine, I'm cool with it. Everyone's cool with it. You get off the field. But 2nd and 16 now turns into 3rd and 2. Exploiting this matchup. Team saying, you're going to be in dime. I know we're in 2nd and long, but hey, we're going to run the football anyway. We got a back averaging 6 yards a pop. We're establishing a run game. Let's do that. Take what they give you. All right, last one we're going to look at from the Denver game, and then we're going to jump to the Chargers game. 1st and 10. So a situation you don't have to be in dime. Choosing to be in dime against 11 personnel again. So it's not a 10 personnel. We got a 4 receiver set where you're saying, okay, let's get all our DBs out there. Burnett again in. And again, you're getting the tackle coming up free on Burnett. It's a matchup you like for the offense. Lighter personnel in. And it's a 9-yard gain on 1st down. So a real positive play on 1st down. Is this all because Burnett's in the game? No, of course not. There's other issues on this play, and I'm sure you guys will comment about what those are. But I'm just interested in the response from the offense. Because maybe if they're a nickel here, maybe they go to a pass play. You know, offensive coordinators, quarterbacks, they're seeing what the personnel you're bringing in is. So let's just call it a run here on 1st and 10. We don't have to pass it. They're in dime. Let's not throw against their dime defense. They're athletic coverage guys. Let's just run it. We got a really good back. You know, an established run game. Run our little zone scheme. Pick up 9 on 1st down. Pretty easy. Again, the other issues on this play, there's a stunt between Hargrave and Hayward, and I get all that, but I'm just focusing on the one aspect of it and the recurring theme of it the last 2 weeks. So again, Burnett, no impact on the play. Tackle's getting uncovered. He's coming up free. Climbing to the 2nd level. Too easy. Burnett, no involvement in this play. And it's not Burnett's fault. I mean, what are you going to do? It's on a tackle. He's got 150 pounds on you. But that's the consequence of playing dime defense in situations where teams can run the football. And teams are now running the football against the Steelers' dime defense. Okay, sorry, I'll go as quick as I can here to get to the Chargers game. Again, I know that some people hate the lack of editing, but I'm working with what I got over here. Alright, first play is going to be in the 3rd quarter. If I can find it. There we go. Okay, 2nd and 10 here. Scroll down a little bit. Again, I apologize. Maybe I'll try to edit this out, but YouTube's editing ability has gotten severely worse. So again, 2nd and 10. Steelers are going to be in their dime defense. Marcus Allen, since Burnett and Sutton missed last week, Allen getting his first time in the NFL. Possible run situation. You know, Allen on the edge gets blocked pretty easily. And again, this is not all Allen's fault. And, you know, there's other blame to be going around on the play. I'm not even sure if Allen's at fault at all here. But I'm just showing the idea of, okay, you know, if you're the Chargers, you're Anthony Lynn, you're Ken Whisenhunt, you're Phillip Rivers. You know, we're in 2nd and 10, so we can run the football. It's not out of the question. Steelers coming in dime. We're only in 11 personnel. We're not in a 4-receiver set. We got a tight end in the game. We got a running back in the game. Got a strong run game overall. Let's run the football. Let's not try to throw against their dime defense when they got a bunch of safeties and, you know, DBs out there. Let's just run and pick it up. Okay, 2 more looks at it after this one. Actually, I think this is on the very next play too. Yeah, this is the very next play. And this is a really interesting component. Because you get 9 yards on 1st and 10. And then because Phillip Rivers is a veteran quarterback and has complete control over this offense, instead of letting potentially the Steelers sub out, Chargers stay in the same personnel, and they're going tempo. They're going fast. It's hard to tell with the coach's tape, but you can kind of see the chaos here with the defense. No one's set up. Because Rivers knows, okay, it's 3rd and short. They got their dime defense out there. We can run this. We just got 9 on it. So let's run this and pick up the 1st down. And that's what happens. So that's Phillip Rivers really making a heady play, but executing by saying, let's run the ball. They're not set up. They're in dime. We can definitely pick up the 1st down. And they do. Show it to you one more time. And so now you're in dime defense. It's 3rd and 1. It's not where you want to be. It's not the personnel grouping you'd really ever be in 3rd and 1. But Rivers, you know, decides, hey, that's what we're going to do. Because we have the matchup we want. Because the Steelers went in dime to play before. Rivers is going to go no huddle, get guys lined up, put the Steelers in a bad spot, put his offense in a great spot. So hats off to Phillip Rivers for that play. And then last one here. Again, dime defense. When was it down in distance on this? 1st and 10. Steelers in dime. Don't have to be in dime. Choosing to be in dime against 11 personnel. You know, this was last year. This would have been nickel. You would have had another inside linebacker in here. You know, Vince Williams instead of Allen. And teams are saying, okay, you want to be in dime? We're just going to run the football. Down near, you know, in the red zone fringe, red zone offense. You can get the pull from the right guard, work it on Marcus Allen. You love that matchup if you're the Chargers. Instead of a linebacker, which is still a decent matchup. Obviously, you can do that against a linebacker and kick him out. But against the rookie safety, heck yeah. You get the seal. It's that old alley. You can get the seal here, the seal there, the alley right up the gut. seal, alley. And it's was this a 9-yard gain, 7-yard gain for Austin Eckler, who didn't run the ball great. They didn't get a run game until late in the second half. But when the Steelers are in dime, easy money if you're the Chargers offense, no doubt about it. So this is the consequence to expanding the dime package. And again, there's times where they should have played dime and they didn't. You know, you're looking at the last third down, that 3rd and 4. You know, maybe you don't have to be in dime on that play, but you want to be at least in nickel personnel. Get out of your base defense for sure. And I understand, you know, some of the pros to playing in dime and expanding that package. You get more athletes on the field and more cover guys. Maybe you can do a couple different things with blitz schemes and stuff like that. But if I'm Keith Butler, personally, and again, I'm not trying to kill him for this. I'm just trying to point it out. I'm sure everyone recognizes that when the Steelers went to their dollar, their 227 in training camp, and they did their dime package in training camp, the first plays that were run against them were run plays, getting used to playing the run. So I get all that. I'm not trying to kill anyone here. But if I'm Keith Butler, I'm going to just kind of streamline things and kind of get back to basics the way he did it the last couple of years. If you're facing heavy personnel, if you're facing, you know, a couple of tight ends, a couple of guys in the backfield, stay in your base defense. If you're facing 11 personnel, go to your nickel. Just stay in your nickel. And if you're facing, you know, 4 receiver sets or something like that, or it's 3rd and 5 plus or an obvious pass situation, then go dime. You know, you don't have to, even if they're in still 11 personnel. If it's 3rd and 10, they're in 11, go dime. Totally cool with that. Should be in dime. That's the better option. I'm happy with that. But 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, you're going dime defense against 11 personnel. You're inviting the run. And they're getting run on, like I said. Allowing 7 yards per carry on, again, with their dime defense on the field the last 2 weeks. So, and this is going to be obvious. Teams are going to keep doing this until the Steelers respond. Start going back to kind of conventional nickel defense on 1st and 10, 2nd and 11, stuff like that. Unless it's an obvious pass situation, obviously 2-minute end of game, you know, where teams have to throw, someone's down big on a scoreboard. Then you can go dime and, you know, let them run the football. That's fine by me. But something to keep in mind. Some interesting personnel decisions this year. The Steelers have not been as clean by saying, okay, offense comes out in 11, we're going to be nickel. Offense comes out in 12, we're going to be in base. You know, they've done stuff where teams have come out with 2 tight end sets, and the Steelers are a nickel. They've done stuff where, as you're seeing here, you know, Chargers in 11 personnel, we're going to be in dime. They've been in base defense against 11 personnel before. And I get trying to add different elements and not be as predictable in that sense, but, you know, from a personnel grouping standpoint, I'm okay with being a little more predictable. Schematically, I'll change things up, but personnel-wise, I'll kind of streamline it. And that's what I would do. But, you know, I'm just outside looking in. Obviously, there's a lot of factors that get involved in that. So I wanted to show that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, whether you're doing so on YouTube, Steelers Depot, or following me on Twitter at Alex_Kozora. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.